Welcome. Today, I'm presenting findings from the World Economic Forum's 2026 on AI security. What came out of Davos should concern every organization. For years, I watched AI transform into something we all depend on. I saw organizations rush to adopt it. I told people it would make us safer. But the data from Davos 2026 changed that belief completely. It destroyed my assumptions. What I'm about to share are real findings from global leaders who've experienced the breaches and fraud firsthand. Here's what keeps me up at night. We did this to ourselves. We moved fast. We deployed AI at scale. And in our rush, we left security 18 to 24 months behind. This presentation is about what's already happening and whether we have the courage to face it before it's too late.
CEOs are on alert, and they should be. Davos 2026 has flagged AI security failures as a critical global priority. 87% of leaders identify AI vulnerabilities as the fastest growing threat. This is documented reality from the World Economic Forum. Global impact, critical priority, fastest growing risk. The World Economic Forum at Davos 2026 delivered the wake-up call. 87% of leaders identify AI vulnerabilities as the #1 cyber risk. Not ransomware, not phishing, AI vulnerabilities. Davos 2026 delivered a data point that should reset boardroom priorities. This is consensus from global leaders who've seen the exposure firsthand. The threat profile has inverted in just 1 year. Look at this reversal. 2025. AI attack fears at 47%, data leaks at 22%. 2026. Data leaks jumped to 34%. AI attacks dropped to 29%. The numbers flipped. The theoretical threats took a back seat to real vulnerabilities already in our systems. Organizations rushed to adopt AI. Now they're discovering the security gaps. 3 critical variables define corporate AI cybersecurity risks. Variable 1. Security assessment growth signals, governance lag. Security assessments jumped from 37% to 64%. Sounds like progress. But only 40% review before deployment. 33% deploy with zero validation. 1/3 of organizations put AI into production without security checks. This is governance lag. Variable 2. Data exposure mechanics that traditional defenses miss. AI systems extract information through semantic queries that bypass keyword filters. Attackers don't hack databases. They just ask the AI. 65% of large organizations identify third-party vulnerabilities as their greatest challenge, up from 54%. When AI connects across platforms, breaches cascade through your entire ecosystem. Variable 3. Geographic confidence divergence. The confidence gap reveals structural failures. Middle East and North Africa, 84% confidence. Latin America, 13% confidence. That's a 71-point spread showing where AI deployment outpaced security. Cyber-enabled fraud has displaced ransomware as the top CEO concern globally. 73% of executives experienced fraud in 2025. Experienced it directly or through their network. Sub-Saharan Africa, 82% exposed. North America, 79% exposed. This is a systematic epidemic exploiting the gap between AI deployment and security. We are in the maximum vulnerability period right now. Organizations are 18 to 24 months behind needed security maturity. AI deployment is happening now. Security is 18 to 24 months behind. This is the critical window where maximum vulnerability exists. 3 immediate risks. First, election interference. AI-generated content at industrial scale, deepfakes and disinformation. Second, supply chain attacks. Backdoors in AI development environments. Third, infrastructure exploitation. Energy grids, water treatment, transportation systems at risk. The next 12 to 24 months will determine if organizations can close this gap. They know the risk, but can't close it. Recognition. 87% identify AI vulnerabilities as top risk. 94% see AI as most significant driver. 64% assessing AI security. Response: only 45% of CEOs confident in defenses, 31% low confidence in national preparedness, 33% still deploy with zero validation. That's a 42% gap between recognition and response. Organizations know they're exposed, but lack resources and expertise to close the gap. This is where breaches happen. Can organizations compress the 18 to 24-month timeline before major breach occurs? We're at a decision point. Now, in 2026. Two paths. Path A, proactive security. Establish continuous assessment. Compress the timeline. Address vulnerabilities. Strengthen supply chain security. Outcome: prevent cascade, minimize damage. Requires immediate investment and commitment. Path B, reactive correction. Continue current pace. Wait for breach to force action. Crisis-driven investment after damage. Outcome: react after damage. Much higher cost. Path B is the default when you do nothing. The question: do organizations have the will to choose Path A before Path B chooses them? This is not an early warning. This is acknowledgement. The question: will security mature before exploitation outpaces defense? Look at these numbers one more time. 87% risk recognition. Leaders see the threat clearly. But organizations are 18 to 24 months behind where they need to be. And only 45% of CEOs have confidence in their defenses. That gap tells the entire story. High recognition, low capability, and a closing window. This data from the World Economic Forum 2026 survey isn't a prediction of what might happen. It's documentation of what's already happening. Organizations deployed AI at scale. Security didn't keep pace. And now we're in the critical exposure window where the cost of that decision is coming due. The question isn't whether major breaches will occur. The question is whether security governance can mature fast enough to prevent cascade, or whether we'll simply react after damage materializes at catastrophic cost. The clock is ticking. The window is closing. And the answer to that question will be written in the next 12 to 24 months.
So where does this leave us? The data from Davos changed everything. 87% of leaders see the risk. Organizations are 18 to 24 months behind. Only 45% of CEOs have confidence. This is where we are right now. We treated AI like just another tool. We assumed security could catch up later. We were wrong. The question: will security mature before exploitation outpaces defense? Is the defining challenge of the next 12 to 24 months. The answer will be determined by choices made right now. The data is clear. The window is closing. Every day we delay, the cost grows. Belief without action is just hope, and hope is not a security strategy. The breach is coming. The only questions: when will it hit? How severe will the damage be? And will your organization survive it? Thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you have any thoughts or questions, drop them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.